Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're back. The Detroit Lions are back, and the Bluebeard is back as well. Shout out to everybody that came out to FanaticU for the live stream today. But the Detroit Lions were at training camp for day 4, and this was the first day that fans were able to be in attendance. Season ticket holders got to go today. The general public gets to go on Monday, which is when yours truly will be there. Shout out to you guys for getting me not season tickets, but training camp tickets, because without you, I would not be there. So I got up, got in line, and they were sold out by the time my number was called, which was 3,186. But the Detroit Lions, we've talked about defense. We've talked about Jamison Williams. We've talked about a lot over the past 3 days. I think what we're going to see is a theme. I think that NFC title game loss is really, really staying with these guys, which it should. It should be one of the things that motivates them. They've been talking about Super Bowl, right? Now it's okay to talk about it. And one thing that I noticed is that the defense seems to be hearing the cries. They seem to be hearing everybody talk about them in a negative way, and it's making them get a little bit of irritated, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. But what did Tim 20-man, we're going to look at DetroitLions.com. What did he have to say about training camp observations day 4? It says Tempers Flare. Linebacker Derek Barnes has been the most physical player in camp this first week for the defense. Offensively, right tackle Dan Skipper, okay, Skip, I see you, is never one to shy away from contact. Those two forces met after the whistle in a team period Saturday, and the result was a short scuffle with a number of offensive and defensive players coming to defend their guy. Everyone is hot. Everyone is tired. We are all out there competing our butts off, Skipper said after practice. Things spill over sometimes. Me and Derek love the guy. We're good to go. And of course they are, man. His teammates, friends, brothers, they fight. That's how you know you good, right? Is when you can feel comfortable enough to get into it. But I love to see that. I love to see, first of all, shout out to Skip. Always been a bubble guy from day one. Hopefully he's good enough to make the team beyond some nostalgia. But Derek Barnes, okay, going into year 4, he's in a contract year. Now, we heard about the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell talk about we don't want those guys, like contract guys. But let's be real. Everybody's playing for security, right? And Derek Barnes is playing for that as well. His first interception came against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoff game. He was a critical part to winning that game. Now we know what happened in Dallas. That's on him. But he owned up to that, and I'm sure that's on his mind too. Number 1 seed. What happens if he sacks Dak Prescott? Now we're in play for the number 1 seed. Maybe we're playing at Ford Field instead of Levi Stadium. And maybe the Detroit Lions are playing in their first Super Bowl. You never know what these guys are thinking. I love to see that. I love to see that, especially coming from the defensive side of the ball. And I'm glad they put on a show for fans. Now we know that the Detroit Lions worked out 4 kickers yesterday, made some roster moves. And guess what? A kicker was not one of them. They did not sign any of the 4 kickers that they brought in yesterday. Then that could happen. That could happen later down the line. Maybe it comes out tomorrow, or maybe they didn't like what they saw. But that means that Jake Bates is still the only kicker on the Detroit Lions roster. After going 6 for 6 the day before, learning that Michael Badgley is out for the season, how did he do today? Here's what Tim had to say. It says the Jake Bates show. After Michael Badgley was lost for the season Friday with the hamstring injury, Bates had a chance to take all the kicks in some pressure situations on Saturday, which is what we like to see. It was an up and down day for him. He made his first 3 field goals early in practice from 54, 51, and 48 yards. In his second set later in practice, he missed from 60, 56, and 46, and made from 43 yards. He ended a situational drill with a 39-yarder to win the drill for the offense. And you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with everything that was said there, because this guy did not kick until essentially the UFL, right? Kicked in high school, didn't kick. He spent some time. I'm not tripping on this. And this is what we wanted to know. We wanted to know how Jake was going to be in pressure situations. He's got plenty of time to get this together. And from what I understand from the people that were at training camp, he was overcompensating for he was missing. Then he would kind of overcompensate and pull it the other way, right? This is what training camp is for. This is exactly what to get the butterflies out to hone your craft. Now, I think Jake is still the guy with the leg up, pun intended, but right now he is the only He's the only guy, the only kicker on the roster. Now, the Detroit Lions, in my opinion, could still use a wide receiver, but from what I've been hearing, a lot of guys have been showing out at camp. A lot of the bubble guys. We know who the top 4 are probably going to be: St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Khalif Raymond, Donovan Peoples-Jones. But what about 5 and or 6? Who's going? You got Antoine Green, Darius Fountain. You have Maurice Alexander, Jalen Calhoun. I mean, fight. Tom Kennedy. Those guys are still in it, to try to get some type of spot on the roster. What did Tim have to say about the wide receiver room? Says, wide receiver watch. It seems like every day we get a new receiver who is fighting for one of the last roster spots, stepping up and having a big day. Early in camp, it was Darius Fountain and Jalen Calhoun. Saturday, Maurice Alexander made a couple of great catches down the field, and he drew an interference penalty on Stephen Gilmore deep down the field on a free play after the defense jumped off sides. Alexander also has some return ability on special teams. He's trying to put himself in the mix for one of the final roster spots, not wide receiver spots, but roster spots. So it's good to see those guys making plays. Maurice took one, as a matter of fact, I think it was the preseason game that I went to last year. He took one to the house. He took a kickoff to the house, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been the year before that. But this guy, Maurice Alexander, was an XFL guy. He was an XFL guy a couple years ago before the merger happened and they became the UFL. So this guy kind of disappeared last year, but value on special teams is how he can make himself known. Now, the Detroit Lions were I love these situational drills because it puts me back into game time mode. They had a situational drill. How did that go? Tim says, situational football. The team ended practice with a situational drill, putting the second team offense versus the second team defense. Okay. That's cool. Not the first team, but still got it. These guys are going to be trying to make the team. The offense had the ball at their own 49-yard line with 1 minute, 9 seconds on the clock, and the score 10-10. Quarterback Nate Sutfield led the second team unit Saturday and completed passes to Antoine Green, Tom Kennedy, and Caden Davis to move the offense down to the 21-yard line, setting up, that's where the 39-yard field goal came from, setting up Bates for a 39-yard field goal, which he knocked right through the center to win the drill for the offense. So that's good to see the second team out there. So I've heard from other folks that Hendon Hooker was looking very good as well today. I hope to see him on Monday as well. But so Antoine Green with the second team. So that means that Donovan Peoples-Jones, Khalif Raymond, Jamison Williams, who I still heard is balling out, and Amon-Ra obviously are with the first team. So if Antoine Green is playing, let's say he's consistently playing with the second team, that probably means that he's going to be good chance to be wide receiver number 5. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But good to see Nate Sutfield doing this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I would prefer to see about Hendon. That's the guy I kind of want to watch. And so when I go on Monday, I'm going to be looking for the defense and things like that. Now, I don't know if Tim is just, if he's ignoring these guys or it's not interesting to him or what. But again, still nothing about James Houston, Matthew Betts, like the defensive line. That's what I want to hear about. Is it just me, or has Tim really spent any time on the defensive line? I know we talked about it yesterday, I think a little bit, but I mean, even Hutch, we're not hearing about Hutch at all. I don't know if these guys, but that's why I'm kind of excited to be there. I am excited to be there and see how that goes. Cause I want to be like, cause I'm gonna tell you what I'm looking at. Anytime the first team is out there, I'm looking at those guys. The offense, trust them, right? Wide receiver number 4 and 5, 5 and 6, be looking who could do that, right? But the defensive line, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I am going to be paying the most attention to. So let me know if you went to training camp today. Put your thoughts in the comments below of the overall experience with the Meyer seats and the tents. And I know one thing, the sun is going to be rising, right, in the east. So the seats are on the west side. And that sun in the morning, it's a little less intense, but it still is going to fry you half to death. So I'm wondering, where will it be by the time the shade really kicks in? But, it's the thought that counts. Plus, I get to sit on some cushion, and I get to sit back. Hey, that's a win. That's a win. I have on my Jeepers Creepers hat, and my sunblock, and I will be good to go. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The overall experience, when do you plan to go, if you plan to go, and what are your thoughts on day 4 when it comes to training camp? Again, I want to shout everybody that came out to Fanatic U. This channel is truly made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. I want to show you again, because I truly do have the best supporters on the internet, in my opinion, especially in Detroit sports. I really do. I want to show you guys the bobblehead. This is mine, and this one is not empty. I have my box. It's over sitting somewhere, but this is a limited edition Aiden Hutchinson bobblehead. There were only 96 of these made from FOCO. I have number 18. I don't know what number this is, but this was gifted to me or donated to me for you guys to do a subscriber giveaway that I will know. I will let you guys know what number subscriber that is. We currently hit 21. I've got some giveaway ideas for that, so look forward for that. So what we're going to do is we are going to do where we have multiple giveaways, right? So meaning when we hit, I'll get prizes of certain amounts. So it'd be like, this prize would be for the number 1 person, number 2, and it'll all be done at the same time. So we do the spin wheel. When we get down to the last 3, we'll do, okay, who wins the 3rd prize? This person. Who wins prize number 2? This person. And who wins prize number 3? We'll do that. We'll do that every 1,000 when we have a YouTube subscriber milestone, stuff like 25, 30, whatever YouTube wants to celebrate, because we get a little notification when we hit a certain subscriber. I think for me, it's 25,000. So when we hit 25,000, a big number like that, then we'll do a bigger giveaway. I still have the Villain Lion. It went unclaimed back when we hit 20,000 way back in March. So that is a thing. That right now is tentatively going to happen at 25,000, but I will definitely let you know when the Aiden Hutchinson limited edition bobblehead will be given away. And again, the 21K giveaway is happening very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. And you guys truly are the best Detroit Lions fans and supporters on the internet. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lion. Bluebeard is back. And listen, people calling me Papa Smurf. I don't know if that fits. Papa Smurf was white. His beard was white. Papa Smurf was blue. His beard was white. All right. So Papa Smurf was blue, his beard. But I guess I give off that vibe. I don't know. I don't know why. You know what? It's hot outside. That's probably what it is. You guys are awesome, man. I'll catch you in the next video.